from the playoffs with a loss and a Washington football win. The Giants have scored one touchdown in their last 23 offensive drives going into this game. The Giants average just over 17 points a game, which is not a lot this season. In fact, it's the second worst in the NFL. And so, Jordan, Giants at Ravens, any shots? The Giants come away with a W, and they hold the Washington football team back another game.
What do you always say about the Giants?
What do I always say about the Giants? I think they're going to win the division, but I don't anymore.
But that they're kind of they're sneaky dangerous.
They're pesky.
They're pesky. They're a sneaky dangerous team. However, the Ravens, their last 3 games have figured it out, putting up points: 34, 47, 40. They're back to scoring points. Lamar Jackson has found his groove again. It's a Ravens team that's absolutely playing for something, playing to get into this thing. More on the line. Actually, both have a lot on the line. But Lamar Jackson, I think the Giants' defense, which has been impressive, doesn't have answers for Lamar Jackson that's found his groove.
I like the Ravens in this game, too. I think they're playing much better football as of late. And as of late, I mean in their last 3 games. Jags and the Cowboys, who cares? I don't think those are 2 very good football teams. But the way they played against the Browns, I think, showed us all something because the Browns are playing good football right now, too. They can score. They can defend. I think they can be much better defensively, if I'm being honest. But against a Giants team who has trouble putting up points and instead their strength is their defense, I think the Ravens will do well. So I'll take the Ravens in this game, and I'm sorry, but the Giants will be eliminated from the playoffs. If that happens, we go to third down.
Third down, Rams at Seahawks.
Rams at Seahawks. The Seahawks can clinch the NFC West with a win. The Rams can clinch a playoff berth with a win or a loss by either the Bears or the Cardinals. Who do you like in this one, Jordan?
Who's Jared Goff going to be? You got an answer for me?
I have nothing.
You can tell me who Jared Goff's going to be. I feel a whole lot more confident in this one. I think Russ Cooks.
I don't think anyone could tell you who Jared Goff is going to be in any given day since he's been drafted. And
that's just a problem with me. One minute you think this is a team that can contend for a Super Bowl. The next minute you're going, I don't know what's going on with this team. And it starts with Jared Goff. I just have too many questions there. And I think Russell is a guy that is trending upward going into the postseason. I'm going with Russell Wilson. I have to.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with you on every single one of these games, but I would take the Seahawks and Russell Wilson in this game too. Like, the Seahawks are getting healthier. They're playing better defense. They finally have a stable of running backs that can play well. And Russ probably doesn't feel anymore like he has to cook. He has to do it all. He's got to do too much for the Seahawks team to win. On the other side, the Rams, now look, if the Rams hadn't gone out and Jared Goff hadn't played like he was in year 1, because we all remember what Jared Goff looked like year 1 he was in the NFL, it was confusing why he was the number 1 overall pick. And then Sean McVay comes in and this entire Rams team turns around. They go to the Super Bowl, et cetera, yet still, we don't know who Jared Goff is on a week-to-week basis, as you mentioned, and we saw last week against the Jets. Again, the Rams lost to the Jets, the worst team in the NFL. But what I would expect is the Rams to come out and have a big game and show that was embarrassing. We went back to the tape. We'll never play like that again. That was an extremely humbling loss, as Sean McVay said, and for them to play well. I just can't put all my chips in that basket yet until I see it. And so who do I trust more in this situation, Goff or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson, and so I'll take the Seahawks.
But it always goes a little bit deeper than that because the Rams do typically have the Seahawks number. You do get the best in terms of scheme from McVay in this one. You get the best performance from Goff. And the Rams defense seems to have an idea of how to handle
Russell Wilson.
Yes. And that's usually been the story here. We talked about quarterbacks a lot. I do think it's worth talking about the Seattle Seahawks defense because the Seattle Seahawks defense has been the Achilles heel, the question. This is a defense that's going to let down Russell Wilson, and no matter what Russell Wilson does, they're just not going to figure it out. Well, Carlos Dunlap, but more importantly, Jamal Adams, anchoring that thing, those additions, have been a difference maker. Now, I get it. The last 2 games have been the Jets and the Washington football team. Those aren't very gifted offenses, but it goes a long way for confidence for a defense that has averaged only 9 points given up in those 2 matchups. Can that bleed into this one for a Rams team that's trying to recover from trying to figure out who the heck they are having lost to the Jets? I need to see the Seattle defense bring it here. You know the Rams D is going to bring it and come after Russell Wilson. But what can the Seahawks defense do? That'll give me a clearer picture of what the Seahawks can be going into the playoffs.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to what I'm going to call the most important down here because it's my favorite game of the weekend. So it's like 4th and 1 with the game on the line. Let's go.
4th down, Titans and Packers.
Titans and Packers. I don't know if I didn't look ahead on the schedule. I had just kind of circled the Steelers and Colts, and then Titans and Packers just popped up on my sheet today. I'm like, this is going to be a good game.
A lot of points.
Run game from Derrick Henry. An arm from Aaron Rodgers. At Lambeau in December. Christmas weekend. What more do you want? Anyways, I really have a hard time picking this one, Jordan. Like a real hard time, so I'll let you go first.
Well, I think everybody's going to look and say Derrick Henry's going to, he's the NFL's rushing leader. He's going to run all over the Packers in this game. But it's going to be Aaron Jones for Green Bay.
Oh, look at you.
Who's going to run all over the Titans. Because everybody says Derrick Henry, rushing leader. Aaron Rodgers, passing leader. It's going to be the other Aaron. Aaron Jones is going to have a big day in this one. He's going to outrush Derrick Henry. And I don't think there's anybody out there who's going to ride with me on this one. It's a bold prediction. Aaron Jones is the story. He outrushes Derrick Henry.
Okay, so the Packers have all this talent, but it feels like they have none because the constant storyline surrounding the Packers and Aaron Rodgers is the fact that the Packers don't give him any help. Yet still, you don't realize that he is a top 10 tight end, he is a top receiver, and he is a top running back. In fact, let me go a step further. The Packers and the Titans are the only teams entering Week 16 to feature a quarterback with 30 passing touchdowns, a running back with 10 touchdowns, and a wide receiver with 3 touchdowns. Like, they're pretty evenly matched here. And I don't feel like you talk about the weapons the Packers have the same way you do about the Titans or these other teams in the National Football League.
Well, the thing is, that offense that Aaron Rodgers puts out there on the field and how productive they are makes the opposition change their approach, has to rip things up because they're playing from behind. And it makes a defense that's above average a very good one that ranks in the top 10 defensively in passing, right just outside of it, and rushing. But they get out to the quarterback in sacks, and it's top 10 scoring defense. That's a lot of because of what they do offensively. When Aaron Rodgers puts up points like that, teams are playing from behind. That's changed what they typically do. It allows that defense to thrive. To me, it's just going to be how badly does Derrick Henry gash this defense, and that's really going to be the story. The Packers defense, which is the 11th best rush defense in the league, just how good is it really? Because I know that Aaron Rodgers is going to put that ball in the air and find the end zone a few times. And like I said, I believe Aaron Jones is going to have a massive day. It's going to come down to, can the Packers stop the run or at least limit it?
Okay. So let me give my pick, because you are taking the Packers. Yes, you think Aaron Jones is going to
I'm not a Titans guy.
Is going to outrun Derrick Henry. Well, as you just said, what is the weakness on the Packers? That would be their defense. And so,
but it's not a weakness. That's what I'm telling you. It's not a weakness.
But
they're Jordan, top 10 against the run. They're right outside. They're right outside of it against the run.
Let me rephrase.
They're top 10 against the pass. It's a top 10 scoring defense.
Let me rephrase.
That's not fair.
What is the least consistent thing you can look to on the Packers?
Packers don't force turnovers. The defense doesn't force turnovers.
Okay. And what do the Titans do? They force turnovers. I'm going to take the Titans in this one, and this is tough for me to pick because I believe in Aaron Rodgers. I always do. I think he is a wonderful quarterback, and I think in a duel, he would beat out Ryan Tannehill. I'm not picking against Derrick Henry. I'm not against a spotty defense that, yes, has played better and is not terrible, but can be inconsistent.
Let me add one other thing here.
What?
With Aaron Rodgers, you're going to give him time in a clean pocket to cut you up. That's going to be a problem because you know what the Titans are the worst in the NFL at? Getting to the quarterback. And if you don't put any pressure on Aaron Rodgers, you let him comfortably stand tall and dissect your defense, it's game over. You know what else?
What?
Third downs, where games are won and lost a lot of times.
The Titans are bad on
Titans are bad.
They're bad.
They're the worst in the NFL on third downs. Okay, so we've covered those two. How about in the red zone when it's scoring points time, where it's get 6 for Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Jones or whoever's going to find the end zone? 30th in the NFL are the Titans. You're going against a potent offense like the Packers, and those are your statistics in those categories, those all-important categories. Give me the Packers to hang 40 on the Titans or more and roll in this game.
Oh, please.
It's a bad matchup.
I don't like that it's at Lambeau because I think that does give the Packers an added advantage there too.
How?
What do you mean how? I don't care if there's no fans in the stands. Have you ever been to Lambeau? It's a different kind of stadium.
No, I haven't. Flex, I haven't. I know you have.
Okay. The seats are like on top of you. The weather's cold. It's windy. It's a different kind of feel than playing in Tennessee. It just is.
Last on third downs. Last in sacks.
I don't care. Ryan Tannehill's great on third down. So when their offense is on the field, they should be able to put up some points.
Try and keep up. Derrick Henry.
Keep trying to convince me. I'm taking the Titans. Let's disagree on one.
Why are you yelling at
I
me?
don't know. You're just starting to make me mad. So, too bad. I'm taking the Titans.
Oh, it's set.
I'm upset. Okay. All right. Let's get to Sports Center.